Hello everyone. So there is a quote on the screen. It says, all things are difficult before they are easy. When we start something, we feel it's an very difficult task to be done. As soon as we realize that after doing it for some days, we'll get to know it is the easiest task and we can do it in a very easy flow. As days pass on, as the things we do it repeatedly, the things get so easy to us, so we should never think the things are difficult to us and we have to move in a flow. As time moves, the things will be very easy for us. We'll move with our next session, that is session 3 on odd man out. We'll see some questions here and solve it out. Let's see how much we know. So follow the classes which I'm doing, so that would be very easy for you to analyze. So our next, the first question. Here we can see all the elements are just like a L shaped and a dot above, whereas in option 4 it's a two dots ending. So this can be the wrong or an odd option among all. So the next question here, the all the arrow marks having single arrow shade, whereas in option 3 there are two-sided arrow marks. So that is an odd option when we compare to all other options. So in option the question 3 here all the options that is 1, 2 and 4 are having a line in between interrupted by the arrow marks, whereas in option 3 it's just an arrow mark. So that would be an odd option among all. We can see in question number 4, the dot is exactly opposite to the opening, whereas in option 2, the dot is very close to the opening. Rest all the options dotted exactly opposite to the opening. So by this way, we can mark it out as an odd option. In question 5, we can see there is a V shaped. When we turn the same figure in different directions, there are all the options, that is 1, 2 and 3 will be the same figure when we turn around. Whereas option 4, it's very different from all others, so we can mark it as an option which is an odd. We can see in question number 6 here all the elements except one are having irregular division. It's not properly divided. So option 1 can be the answer, which is equally divided and it looks similar to an even figure division. So let's move to the next question, that is 7. Here we can see all the figures are having the same inner figure, whereas option 3 it is a pentagon and an inner figure is a rectangle, so that wouldn't be the correct option. So we are marking it out. We'll move to the next question, that is 8. Here we can see question option number 2, 3 and 4 are the same figures, whereas option number 1 it's very different from all the four. So we can mark this option as an odd option. We'll move to the next question. Here the two symbols are oppositely arranged, whereas in option 2 it is a difference of two different symbols is 90-degree, whereas the other two is 180-degree. So the option 2 will be the answer. Next question. Here we can see all the elements, that is one option 1, 2 and 4 are having, which are made up of lines, whereas option 3 that is a circle which is not made up of lines. So that will be the answer. Next question. Here we see there are two arrow marks which are facing each other in option number 1, 3 and in option number 4. Whereas in option 2 there is no arrow mark in one side, so we can mark it out as an option which is odd. We'll move to the next question. So here we can see there is a triangle inside a circle in option 1, 2 and 3, whereas in option 4 it's a square inside a circle. So we can mark it out as an odd option. We'll move to the next one. So in all 13th question, we can see all the figures, that is option 1, 2 and 4 are having a dot in the sidewards, whereas in option 3 there is something extended part which is irrelevant according to all other three figures. So this will be the option. Next question is 14. Here we can see in option 1, 2 and 3 all the lines and the dots are parallel to each other, whereas in option 4 they are arranged in an anti-parallel manner. So this will be the option which is odd. So we can mark it out as an option which is odd. Question number 15, here we can see in option 1, 3 and 4, there are a copy of a same element, whereas in option 2 there is a single element, so we can mark it out as an odd option. In question number 16, we can see here option 2, 3 and 4, that is F, M and T are having lines, straight lines, whereas in J there is a curve, so we can mark this option as an odd option. In the question 17, we can see there are one less number of outer figure elements compared to the inner. In option 1, there are 5 lined element outer and a 6 lined element inner. In the same way, in question 2, it's a 4 lined outer and 3 lined inner. In the option 3, it's 3 lined outer and 4 lined inner. And in option 4, it's a 4 lined outer and 5 lined inner. So from this, we can come to a conclusion that outer elements are one less than the inner elements. So from this, we can come to a conclusion here, marking out this option because the inner element is one less than the outer. So that will be the wrong option or an odd option for this question. In question number 18, there are option 1 there is one line, in option 2 there is 3 lines, and in option 3 there is 4 lines. In option 4 there is 5 lines. From this we can get to know there are odd number of lines in option 1, 2 and 4, whereas in option 3 there is 4 lines which is even number of lines. And we'll go to the next question. So in 19th question, here we can see W, E, I and M. Here option 3, that is I, is made up of one straight line, whereas option 1, 2 and 4, the W, E and M are made up of four straight lines. So that I will be the option which is an odd. So we'll move to the next question, that is 20th, plus, minus, cross and A. All the first three options are symbols used in a mathematics, whereas A is an alphabet. So we can mark it out as a wrong option. So we'll move to the next question here. All the blocks are having two circles, whereas in the option 4, the blocks are having three circles. So this would be the odd option. See, in 22nd question, all the circles are outer, but the division of this rectangles are to the 1 by 4th, or we can consider it to the 3 by 4th, whereas in option 4, it's exactly half. So this will be the option which is odd. So we'll move to the next question, that is 23rd. Here all the dots which are placed are anti-parallel, that is not in the same half of the circle. Whereas in option 2 we can see the two dots are placed in the same circle, I mean the half of the circle. So that would be the wrong or an odd option among all. So in the 24th, here we can see there are equal number of symbols, that is cross and the circle or a dots. We can see there are equal numbers in option 1. In option 1 there are 2, and in option 3 there are 3, and in option 4 there are 4. Whereas in option 3 we can see there are 3 cross symbols and 4 dots, that is unequal. So we can mark this out as an odd option. We'll move to the next one. Here we can see there is F, V and L. These are made up of a straight lines, where we can compare it with the figure 1. It is very different, so we can mark it out as an odd option. In 26, we can see all the circles are facing outside, whereas option 1, the circle is facing inward. So option 1 will be the odd option. Next question. Here all the figures are made up of straight lines, whereas in option 3 the figure is circle which is not an figure which is made up of straight lines. So this will be the odd option. We'll move to the next question, and that will be the last question also. So the same question which has been repeated from the earlier session, that is, all the figures are having obstacle, inner figures are having obstacles in option 1, 2 and 3, whereas in option 3 both the sides are having free. So we can mark this option as an odd option. I hope you guys like this video, and I want you to practice more questions, and I'll be having some interesting activity at the end of the session. That will be the end of a fourth session. I'll be having something to say for you all. Wait for that news, and I want you to practice more and more. So hope you enjoy, and thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you.